I am talking about the simple shift you can make to your diet that can help you lose fat, lower cholesterol and blood sugar, and help heal your gut. So this is for you if you're a woman over 40 who is struggling with any of these things. And we know that in perimenopause and menopause, women do struggle a lot more with weight management, with trying to lose weight, with cholesterol and blood sugar markers that can shoot up out of nowhere, even if you haven't changed anything about your diet. And all of a sudden, you might also be struggling with bloating or constipation, or struggling with just general gut health issues. So these things can all be helped by this one simple shift in your diet, and that is eating more fiber. Now, before you roll your eyes in a "I've heard this all before" way, it's like your mum telling you to eat more vegetables, I want you to hear me out, because I can almost guarantee that you are not getting an optimal amount of fiber in your diet at the moment to reap these benefits. Now, if you don't know this already, women should be getting about 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. Now, I'd love you to let me know in the comments if you have any idea about how much you are currently getting, as in an actual figure, not a ballpark. Do you track this at the moment, or have you done in the past in an app like MyFitnessPal? That will tell you your fiber intake for the day. It's super helpful to be able to get a bit of an idea about whether you're even close, or if you're getting enough or not enough. And tell me if you are tracking this. Tell me what it is, if you don't mind sharing, what your daily average is at the moment. I track my food mostly to make sure I'm getting enough protein and enough fiber. They're the two things that I'm always really looking at. If there's times when I want to lose body fat, then I'm very mindful of calories as well. But fiber is one thing that I definitely keep on a day-to-day basis. And I know I average well over 30 grams a day. Sometimes it's 40 or 50 grams a day. When I'm on lower calories, if I'm in a fat loss phase, then I still make sure I'm getting over 25 grams a day. So if that's something you're not sure if you're getting enough, or you know you're not getting enough now, and you want to know how to get more, comment food diary and I will send you over my kind of typical daily nutrition protocol, because I tend to eat the same sorts of meals every day. That will get you over 30 grams of fiber, as well as over 120 grams of protein for around about 1,500 calories. So if that's helpful, comment food diary and I'll send it to you. Now, if you don't track it currently, I think you'd probably be surprised at how low it is. And obviously this is not for everybody, but I've coached hundreds and hundreds of women. I have seen a lot of food diaries, and 95% of women, I would say conservatively, are not getting over 25 grams of fiber a day consistently, even if you eat fruit and vegetables. A lot of people will say to me, but I eat a salad, or I eat vegetables, or I eat a piece of fruit or two a day. It's not enough to get you to that 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. So let me explain why you should care. Why is this even important? First of all, I want to say that what I love about this habit, about adding more fiber, is that it is about adding stuff to your diet and not taking it away. It's not like depriving, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. It's adding good things to your diet, right? And as an added bonus, you'll feel full for longer, and generally speaking, people consume fewer calories when they have more fiber, because you naturally just feel more satiated. So eat more food, lose weight. That's a winning formula, if you ask me. Studies have shown also that for every 10 grams of fiber you add to your diet, is linked to a 10% reduction in all-cause mortality. So I feel that's a pretty compelling reason as well to really think seriously about this habit of adding more fiber into your diet. Now let's talk about a few other things that adding more fiber does from a body composition point of view and a general health point of view, for women particularly. So hormone balance, let's talk about that for a moment. Fiber plays a really important role in balancing hormones, and I do say this with caution, the balance your hormones thing, but what can often happen when we're in that sort of chaotic phase of perimenopause is that often estrogen we talk about estrogen dominance. I know some doctors don't like that term, but where estrogen's unopposed by progesterone, estrogen's higher than progesterone for a longer period than it should. So what adding more fiber can do is help you excrete that additional estrogen, that excess estrogen. We want a good balance between estrogen and progesterone. Obviously it cycles through the month, But we don't always want estrogen to be high in relation to progesterone, because it can lead to all sorts of symptoms that we often relate to perimenopause and menopause. Things like hot flashes, night sweats, anxiety, fatigue, low mood, weight gain, dry skin, low libido, etc., can often be attributed to high estrogen and not enough progesterone. So having enough fiber in your diet just helps your body excrete some of that excess estrogen. When it comes to weight management, high fiber foods tend to be more filling, which can help you control your appetite and, of course, assist with weight management. Women over 40 might find it challenging, and look, let me know if this is you. This is this is the whole reason we have this group, because fat loss after 40 becomes more challenging. So anything we can do to help that is going to be beneficial. Now, eating more fiber, if it means that you are fuller for longer, you tend to eat fewer calories, then that's going to help with weight management and calorie management as well. So studies have shown this too, because high fiber foods promote weight loss because you feel full for longer, so you naturally eat less. The other thing about fiber that you may not know is that we don't absorb all of the calories from high fiber foods that we eat. For example, if a food high in fiber is 100 calories in itself, when you eat it, when your body digests it, you may only absorb 70 or 80 of those calories, because some of that fiber goes through your body undigested, right? We see that, without being crass, if you eat a lot of corn, you can see that at the other end. You haven't digested all the corn, things like that. So we don't digest or absorb all of the calories from high fiber food. So you basically take in fewer calories than you're actually putting in your body. So that thermic effect of food that I've talked about before when it comes to protein, that plays a part when it comes to fiber as well. There's also been some interesting studies around soluble fiber and belly fat specifically. There was an observational study in, I think it was 1,100 adults, that showed for every 10 gram fiber increase in soluble fiber specifically, belly fat decreased by 3.7% over a 5-year period. So not massive, a little bit of an effect on belly fat as well. Excellent sources of soluble fiber include things like Brussels sprouts, cruciferous vegetables like that, avocados, legumes, berries, flax seeds, good sources of soluble fiber. Now, if you want to get into the details, the nitty-gritty of what does soluble do versus insoluble, I highly recommend this thing called Google. Just Google, do I need more soluble, insoluble? I don't tend to get too specific about that with my own diet. If it's plants, it's got fiber. Some foods are higher in fiber than others. I do have a list of which kind of foods, the order of high fiber, highest to lowest foods, which I'm also happy to send out if you would like to see that. But again, you could Google and figure that out as well. But the things that I am commonly putting in my diet are berries, legumes, and avocado. They're all really high in fiber. Coconut flour and coconut products are also quite high in fiber. You just have to watch the calorie content, the fat content of those if weight management is also a priority. So when it comes to digestive health, so this is a good time to talk about this. Fiber promotes regular bowel movements. We probably know that already, which is crucial for optimal digestive health, but it also feeds good gut bacteria. So you may or may not know this, but good gut bacteria is also important for weight management, for blood sugar regulation and management, for chronic inflammation, for immunity, and for brain function. So for all sorts of reasons, having that good balance of bacteria in your gut, which fiber feeds that good bacteria, is very important. Let's get to cardiovascular health. There's a high fiber diet has also been associated with the risk of heart disease, which is a leading cause of mortality in women. I think potentially, don't quote me on this, but maybe the leading cause in women over 50. It's definitely over things like breast cancer. So fiber helps to lower cholesterol levels, particularly LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, which helps reduce the risk of developing heart conditions. Blood sugar regulation. So if you've recently done a blood test, and I do get all my clients over 40 to get a blood test done, testing all different sorts of markers, health markers and hormones and things. But if you've recently had a blood test done and your doctor has come back and said, oh, your cholesterol's up, or your blood sugar's up, and you've changed nothing about your diet, this is to do with you changing hormones, which is frustrating in some sense, but it's also good to know that we can do things from a lifestyle and diet perspective that can help address these. So high fiber is one of the main things that we can look at. So that can help with cholesterol, and it can also help with blood sugar regulation. The risk of type 2 diabetes increases through menopause, right? So fibre aids in stabilizing those blood sugar levels, so we don't get those blood sugar spikes throughout the day, and it slows down the absorption of our food, of our sugars in our bloodstream. So really helpful for energy regulation, for just mitigating some of those blood sugar spikes. And it's natural to get them straight after you eat something, but you don't want them to stay elevated. We want them to be pretty steady through the day. It helps with cravings and hunger and energy as well. It can also help prevent insulin resistance and manage diabetes, or prevent getting those diseases in the first place. So hopefully that was a compelling argument for adding more plants to your diet. Now, if you're in the situation where you're like, great, you've just told me all of these things where I know that fiber helps, but now how do I do that? So two things that I have that can help is that fiber fact sheet, or you can Google which foods are highest in fiber and pick the ones that you like the sound of and put some more of those in your diet. Like I said at the start, keep it simple, add more fiber to your diet. And I'm not just talking about a bit of salad at dinner. That's going to be not a lot of fiber, to be honest. If you're having lettuce and carrot and cucumber, not a whole lot of fiber in salad. I hate to break it to you. Some, but we would need to add more. So we want to add it to breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks if you can. Really make a concerted effort to get more fiber into your diet with every meal. And the great thing I love about adding more plants is that I say this to my clients all the time. When it comes to vegetables, salad, go for your life. Do not limit the amount that you're having. Have as much as you like. You'll feel fuller, you'll feel better for it, you'll have more fiber in your diet, so get all of those health benefits that I just spoke about. And it means you're eating more food for fewer calories, so it's a win. I've also got that food diary that I can send you if you want to have a bit of a look at how do I get 30-40 grams of fiber in my diet every day without spending your whole day eating lettuce leaves. That's not what it's about. So just comment food diary if you'd like that too. Hope that was helpful. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.